All right. Here we go. We are on day 6 or day 7, probably day 7 of our trip here. And over the past few days, I've known Mario for the past 30 years, but learned a lot more in 7 days of driving with him. Learned more about each other. And the one thing that Mario has just recently told me in the past few days is that over the period of COVID, at the age of like around 50, he realized just from his own research and time, I guess through all of the restrictions that we had, he started asking questions about himself and why he is the way he is and why his life is the way it is. And he came to a conclusion on his own that he has a condition that's called ADHD. And I don't know anything about this. I've heard it before, and there's so many different acronyms, ADD, ADHD, that it's really difficult to understand the difference between a lot of these. Autism, I really don't understand anything of any of this. So it's been educational for me because now I have a little bit of understanding about what it is and how it affects people, and also how it could be affecting a lot more of the population than we know. A lot of people are living with it at different levels. That's right? There's like 6.
Correct.
Mario's
6 to 7 level. It has the highest peaks.
Yeah.
Different level.
But what exactly is it? Like, okay, so my understanding is that it affects the brain. The main part is that it affects the brain to be able to focus on something that maybe is important, but maybe it has to be of interest to the person.
Basically, usually, sorry to interrupt, and I'm just trying to say, basically, every human being, biologically, they have how the brain it works out, how it is that you have one part of your brain which is very, all of them are important, but one part of it is divided. The expert, the professors that they studied for many years, they call that executive functioning part of the brain. The people with ADHD, they have a problem. To make it very simple, the executive part, which is a very important part to signal to other part, is not working. It's not working properly. It doesn't send the signal. So this is why most of this behavior, all the issues that people with ADHD who live their lifetime, most of them they don't even know they have it, they go through it. And it's a really bad shit, hard feeling, man, because it cripples you. It absolutely cripples you. And depends on how high that peak are, how high and how late you found out what it is, it really cripples you. When you come, I think, to the level 6 or 7, you can't even be so functional in the society. That's when the suicide comes. That's where like you feel alone, like really alone. Why nobody can understand me? And it's not your fault because that doesn't work.
There was that video that we watched of the doctor that's been researching this for many years.
Dr. Russell Barkley.
Yeah, and he was like his brother that suffered from this condition. And so he started spending his time trying to figure things out. And he said that it could be as high as 25% of the population that have this in the world. That's 1 out of 4 people. This is like a huge number of people.
That was about 8 years ago. So right now we're seeing a lot of people getting to know all these habits, all those behavior and stuff. Right now, probably people would see easily after the COVID. I myself found out about a year ago what is happening to me. For the longest time, I thought I had OCD. I wasn't even OCD, man. I had all my life. I had this. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
So now, like me, in the COVID time, which was, I call it the biggest gift of my life for me, right? That it allowed me somehow, universe, that I was very angry of, I am, but it opened the door. Now, should I be angry about it? It opened the door that for the longest time, I could even find out why I have this behavioral thing. Why? So it's kind of, it allowed me the COVID time that I go somehow deeper. It was very difficult. I cried a lot. I had a lot of questions, which is more to come to this and go more deeper and go research and then find out and YouTube and this, that, and I find out, you know what, here we go. This is what it is that I function this way. This is the reason that part of my brain is not functioning, is not sending signal properly that it can work.
And a lot of things made sense. The doctor in the video mentioned a few things that stuck out for me, because I've seen Mario's behavior over the years and how he's gone through different cycles, and I thought he's just like not paying attention. Why is he doing the same, making the same mistakes and doing the same? Doesn't he remember what happened last time? So it affects your ability to be financially responsible or financially aware. So a lot of it affects how you are with money. It affects how you drive a car. It affects, so a lot of things make sense. Like Mario's style of driving versus mine. I drive like a grandmother, or if I want to get there faster, like a grandfather.
I would say, according to your behavior, what you have learned in life, like all our human beings, we are, right? We are learning as we are growing. Every second we are growing, but sometimes we are not even aware of it. We don't live in a consciousness, but we think we are conscious. You know, this means learning, right? We are learning and we are growing. That's part of it. You did not know how you start learning that, but it's now part of you, because that's all you know. That's the way you learn. I mean, that's one of the things that you know. But most likely that's better for you than this one here, that behavior that I have. That behavior that I have, I'm not doing it to anybody. I'm not doing this deliberately to hurt someone. But that's the way, in that moment, because the signal does not go from that side to the other part, so all can have synchronicity and work properly, that is cut off. Once it's cut off, you only focus on one thing, and that moment, that's it. If that accident happens, if you are dead or someone dead, then you're gonna realize, oh, fuck, what happened here? But that's too late, and it has been like this all my life. In everything, not just driving. Financial issues, family issues, making decisions, having a job, making decisions, having relationships, there's so many different things. You just have to come, think about it, say, okay, how about this part? How about this? And it all comes. And when you have one of them, as a label, the name, then you open it up and you see, wow, collage of things comes from it. And a lot of people now finding out, oh shit, it can't be normal, man. Why is it like that? I had questions. Why? Why am I like this stuff? Why?
And I realized slowly, after thinking about all the friends and family I have around me, I can see hints, little hints from various people, ex-girlfriends, other friends, little hints of the same kind of behavior but at lower levels. And I find that the one thing that I see that they all have in common is that when they like something, a subject, a topic, a job, they're really good at it. They're really focused at it. They give it 100%. But when it's something that they don't like to do, they just lose. They can easily be distracted. And I don't know, is this right?
This is one of the major things for people with ADHD. It's just the way it works. The only way it works, because this function doesn't right way on the frontal lobe, executive functioning part. This is the reason that the doctor says that, the professor says that, not me. Because of this reason, you have to have that stimulant constantly. You have to love something you will be so good at, but that has to be constantly, because once it's not there, your motivation, like a balloon, you put the needle, it comes down. The regular way that we know as regular, let's say, per se, as a label, it's not like that. They don't function this way. They don't get fucking so mad and say, fuck everything, I gotta go. And then later on you find out 2 hours later, half an hour later, what the fuck did I do this for? Why? And if you do this most of the time of your life, and you are becoming 50 plus, 60 plus, what about the time of your life that time? Right?
And
that is really painful. You can't bring that back.
So, and then Mario realized that coming to Italy from Canada was an impulse. He wanted to get out of Canada. He chose to come to Italy because that's where it's a country he's been to before, and he likes it a lot here. And then I was close by, so I met up with him. And then when he arrived here, we were on my schedule, which is a lot slower, and I just like to stop if I see a nice place. I end up staying like half an hour, and then Mario has some goals in his mind, and inhibition is pushing him, thinking that like the time is going, I really need to get things done, and he wants to focus on something that he wants to do. So we've been having a lot of conflict, a lot of arguments about different things, about how I'm slow, how I'm driving, and then I'm complaining about, okay, if you want to go faster, then let's go now, and then I'm pushing him to go faster when he's slow, and it's like we're two kids.
Yeah, we're kind of pushing each other's button right now. To be honest with you, right? But that, having said that, it pushes me, the things to come out from me that would allow you to be a little bit more tolerant, or like just learning part of it.
Yeah.
And the same vice versa with me and you are with me, you know?
I'm not
this
getting,
feeling I never had in my life, because having these conditions, not knowing it, just recently know these things. Before, I would have said, you know what, fuck this bullshit. I don't have no fucking patience for this, and I have done it all my life. Right? Until recently, I did all my life. I said, you know what, even you, remember? There was a time that I didn't say to you, I don't want to never see you, but there was a time I just cut off everything. You, my other people, my brother, I don't know, the people I had relationship with, that's the way I always knew, and that's a very typical ADHD, right? But see, this time around, I'm doing something very different, and that I never did before. It's
also uncomfortable too.
It's emotion, overwhelming of emotion that you don't know which one is which. You have to identify it somehow by name, by label, that you can trace it, you can track it, you can somehow see how much I learned. Where am I now? You have to know your measurement. That gives you hope that you can go forward. At least my brain at this moment, this way it works. As I grow, maybe by next week, maybe tomorrow, maybe tonight I sleep, I wake up tomorrow, maybe it would be different. Maybe I learned something more. You can say, aha, wow, something else I just found out. You know, I don't know, but that's the way I think. If I don't somehow measure it, I don't somehow, right now I'm thinking this brain. I don't measure it, I don't say, okay, how much I grow, how much I learn.
It's really hard to measure how much you're
feeling.
growing. It's really hard to figure out how far you've come.
You have a feeling and you have emotion. Those are two different things. You have to understand the difference between feeling, and you also have to understand the difference between emotions. I was actually this morning, very early, I just listened to I forgot the name. The person just said something, I think it was from England. Very good, nice content comes from there. I love it that people know, they learn, they share it. You know, this part of it is good. And then you learn from it, and you learn something good. What's good, you get it from it, and for your improvement, for the better, you're not yourself, as I say to you, man. Honest to God, I just think, when I am able in my life, I'm learning, when I am learning what the pain that I go through, there come a day that I have any ability of my life, in any way or shape, that I can not only, obviously I will help myself, because I'm learning, I can help anybody in this planet who have been through what I went through. I would have an amazing pleasure of my life. That's the highest fucking honor for me right now. That's the way I feel now, that I could help the people not to go through what I went through.
Right. Or even
and I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing it for a fucking fame. I'm just doing it because it gives me an amazing feeling inside.
So that's something that we realize, that if you focus on that, that's something that you could focus on, because it's something that you really would love to do.
I will save the people the time, even though the time also helps you to learn and grow. You have to learn. Remember how today we were talking about, I'm realizing now, when you go through hard time in life, that's actually the university. Look at it like a university. When you have to do the test, you have to read a lot. You have to understand. That's why you're learning it most of the time. Like that. If you get the answer from the teacher and you just copy it, you passed it. Yes, you got but you don't understand. You never learn, and it's not doesn't stick with you. Unless somebody bring the picture to you, say, what's this? You just say, oh, I remember that. But other than that, you will totally forget it. So the pain, somehow that we call it the pain, maybe the vocabulary we put on it this way, we all associate it this way. Maybe it's not pain. You actually have to learn it this way, that it can stick, it can learn, it can help you in the future. teacher for the different thing, and they become like the step 1, the step 2, the step 3. Then your growth. That's the way. That's what I think. We talked about it today, right?
Yeah.
I'm discovering this thing too.
It's kind of similar to how when the butterfly is coming out of the cocoon, it needs to do the work to get out of that in order to get its wings
so
ready.
Well said, man.
Right? Something like that. Struggle. It's a struggle.
Yeah.
It's not anything bad.
We call it a struggle
Yeah.
because we don't have another word for it. We never made it. Whoever made that word at the beginning, they knew it that much. But we live and grow, we learn. As I'm right now today, I talk about this, I learned we can't even call that a struggle. We just learned the word the struggle.
It could be
We
exercise,
don't know another word.
workouts.
Yeah.
It could be
There
something
will
like
be
that.
another day, year from now, 5 years from now, a perfect word for that moment, for that thing, which would be actually replacing, correcting that, rewriting that particular vocabulary which we know of for probably 200 years. Right?
I think they need to change also ADHD. Just the words in it. It's a disorder, meaning like there's something wrong with you.
At this point, we look at it as disorder because we have to. We know that how we can say I am this, you are that. Somehow there is automatically comparison in it.
Yeah.
Somehow measurement in it.
Yeah.
Somehow there is some way you have to say, okay, I am this, I am that, why I am this, why is that, how can I get there?
Yeah.
It's not good, how is going to be good? Those things are in it, whether you like or not. And that's the way we learn at this point so far, that we can say, oh, okay, it's this. I'm going to reach to this. There are always those measured things, whether someone left it, whether someone did before, you're making the improvement. Because you're looking at that, you see, okay, what can I do to become better? It's like almost like an invisible force to pushes you. But if that wasn't there, you don't know where you're going. If I don't have the sign in this road, where am I going?
Right. I just mean that it's a negative word. It makes the person feel that there's something wrong with them.
Now they understanding that the calling at this or there doesn't sound good. Yeah, soon they will come to see this is not actually a disorder. This is a more emotional impact within the person. They have more emotion towards something that they can actually come up with a better word for it, which is more truth, more right feeling, righter way, better feeling to say it, to open it up like a flow of water, to say that's what it is because that's what it is.
Well, they're comparing it to how we live in this society, how you have to work a certain way, how you need to focus on things that are not interesting. So then it's a disorder, right? Because you're not fitting
Correct.
in.
See, again, comparison thing, because they don't know other way. They have to somehow compare it. They have to say this person who was normal, normal to what? They know the normal that way. I would say it somehow. I have to come across. I have to say, okay, if the people who are categorized as normal, which at this point is 75%, the other 20%, which are not normal, supposed to, suppose, that they have this issue, which is they were born with it. And slowly, the environment, the behaviors, habits, all this have fueled into that little more fire into it, become more. And of course, if you don't know, you are not educated on it, you don't have no clue what is happening, and then become year 1, become year 5, become year 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and some people die on the age of whatever, on their whole life, they don't even know. But as it goes higher, you have no clue what it is. You don't know. Usually people don't know themselves. They think they know themselves, right? That's what I can understand.
And that could be 99% of the work is just realizing that you have this problem, and then the other 1%, which probably takes a long time to get through, is to work through on how you can live in this world and get what you want and be happy. And all
we hear it today. People say live in a consciousness. Thank God somebody is saying like that. It's really good. Live in a consciousness. But they misunderstanding the word consciousness. I think I'm not in that level yet, but I'm working on it. But consciousness doesn't mean just you are breathing right now, you're sitting on this chair, and my eyes is open, I'm looking at the beautiful tree here. Oh, the road is going. This is not the consciousness. That's something is already there. You have to work for it. That's the consciousness. As soon as with the mind, it's such an amazing, powerful, beautiful mind the human being has. That it really God exists within you. You one.
Yeah. Wow.
That's what it is.
Yeah, you got. I feel the same way.
We are
that's
one.
Amazing. Yeah.
But we are learning to go deeper.
Yeah.
There's so much deep you have to go.
Yeah.
When you don't know it, it's hard. I don't know it, it's hard. I'm angry, I'm mad, of everything, universe, God, everybody. But that's what it is.
Yeah.
This is the hard work to go. If I haven't worked over plus 50, I haven't worked on this. So obviously, I'm gonna find it in 5 days. It's fucking possible, man. You can't.
Yeah.
But if I don't, I will never do.
Yeah.
But once you do it, you come in that path. It's such an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
It's an amazing feeling that not only I have that feeling, I would have the feeling, I would love it to share that feeling.
Yeah.
Because I went through it.
Yeah.
Every piece of myself felt it. I don't want someone else to feel it that way. Not that they don't. Sometimes they have to feel something that stick with them. That's part of their growth.
Right.
But if there is a way that they can learn it and grow and give them little guidance and push them little bit is good. That they don't go this ring around the rosy. They don't need to do 1,000 times like me. They can do it only 10 times. Still they learn. They don't need to repeat it 10 times. That's what I'm saying.
Also, the people who live around people that have this can understand.
Correct.
And also not lose patience and be frustrated and just think that this person is
Correct. Marriages become to shit.
Yeah.
Kids grow up without the parents.
Yeah.
Then all of this, these are just a very little examples could be saved. Bosses and the employees who got disconnected, there could be a beautiful relationship in the future. There could be a great invention for the future of something. They just got disconnected with the other way.
Yeah.
All of these, just a little. But when you see it one by one into the puzzle, you think how the answer just comes and flows now.
Right.
That's an amazing feeling, man. If I want to be part of this, if I can be part of this, to anything in my life I can do, not only helping myself as I'm learning, but by learning it and helping this part of people who are in this field, I would love it. Like, I don't know how to describe it with words. I say the love, I don't know how I can describe it. If you have that feeling that you help someone, that in their lifetime they can make that difference, 1 become 10, 10 become 1,000, 1,000 become 10,000, that's an amazing feeling. Not because somebody is gonna come and give me the money and say, here we go, you did it, let me give you the Oscar. This is no, fuck this. But that other feeling I'm talking about, this is such an amazing feeling.
So in the past 6 days, with all my slow driving that doesn't feel like we're getting anywhere, I would ask you just one question. Do you feel that since you arrived in Italy a week ago, do you feel that you have grown in any way?
Yeah. Okay. This way,
all
without
right.
knowing, within the frustration, because my ADHD mind is set to know, learn this way. I have to reach when I'm here to this. I gotta do this.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm not, I'm a loser. If I'm not, I didn't achieve anything. If I'm not, in the same time, maybe you are already achieving in a path, in a road that you have no clue. It's already in it. So, in the 6th day, we argued so much. We pushed each other's buttons so much. But we were stuck in this car. Thank God we didn't blow up, or I did not blow up like all my life what I did. This time, for first time, I did it different. I take a breath, I come, and I say, no, like nothing happened.
We're traveling. We're also traveling in a camper. So this is the first time in Mario's life traveling in a camper, parking in strange places. It's where's the bathroom? Where's this? Where's that? We have a bathroom here, but it's always nicer to do what you're comfortable doing. So sleeping in a bed in a camper, using a toilet in a camper is something that Mario's never done. So this is also another growth. And and then you realize if you like it or if you don't like it.
I still didn't learn that, to be honest with you. And honestly, I don't prefer.
You don't prefer it?
Honestly, I never went to army. There was a time from the place that I came, I had to go to army. I never went, escaped the mountains and all the shit to come to the different life. Grew up by myself and crap, all this. But from that all, I wanted to once to try it, to somehow, little like a disciplined, boxy, organized, whether it's a camper, whether it's a, what do you call it? Like a little military type of style that I could push myself and I could see, can I do it? I probably, if I'm forced to, but force will make you to grow, as I said. But I really don't prefer, I don't like it that much. I
Right.
see it, you know what, in the free world, in this world, I can learn so many other things in life. That's the way the feeling right now is. And I don't like it. I'm claustrophobic.
Yeah.
For the longest time, as I say, I thought I had OCD. I watched the movie many years ago, as you remember. You know that, right? As Good as It Gets with Jack Nicholson. Watching that movie, coming from the place that nobody was educated about that, or the people who were not, they did not know, I did not know. They used to call it that, oh, this is just the extreme cleanliness. So I wasn't, I know, it depends what you meant, the extreme cleanliness. I know, and I like it to be things organized in one place, to be clean, to be all united, with a beautiful color, all prime nicely, to flow beautifully. I liked it always like that. I like to be groomed properly. I liked it that. So when I saw that movie, certain habits and things that he had, I for the first time, after watching the movie, I said, are you serious? Is this a sickness? Oh shit! I had no fuck. I lived like this for many years, man. Is this sickness? So anyway, soon enough, that movie finished.
That's OCD, right?
Yeah, OCD.
Okay.
So that's part, because the OCD was showing it on that movie.
Yeah.
If it was showing ADHD, if people knew it at that time about ADHD a little bit deeper, it came to the level to come to the cinema,
Right.
and actors play it, then I wouldn't know then it was ADHD, not OCD. OCD was just a little tiny part of it, right? But it's also inside the ADHD too, that one. But it doesn't mean it's OCD. So, but I did not know. I did not go to the school to learn this, because the people that I was around with, or the school or the country I left, they did not know. I am amazed that I lived in North Europe for a few years of my life. I grew up there. How come nobody knew about this? That somehow they could, if I didn't understand, they could see my behavior and think, you know what, something is not right. Anyway, the time passed. I am not the year 22 when I came to Canada at the age of 22. I'm not that person, but it's more than double right now. What I'm trying to say is that that's the way I lived all this life, and this was part of all my habits. So I understood that was OCD at that time. I go soon after to my doctor, family doctor. I tell him, listen, man, I just came off from a movie that I just saw for the first time. That being what, age of 23, I think I was. 1 year I was in Canada, or 2 years I was in Canada. But whenever that movie came,
Right.
whenever that movie came out, depends how long it was in the cinema, but those are the timing when I saw, and I went to my doctor, and I think you and me, we together we went to that movie, right, in the cinema. I think that what it was.
Right.
And then I didn't have many friends that time that we could communicate. So then I went to my doctor, and sure enough, he says obsessive compulsive disorder. I said, what? What is that? He goes, oh, they call it OCD. I said, can you write it on a paper? I can't even remember what you just said. I can't even pronounce it.
Right.
And so he referred me to a psychiatrist, and the person who talked to me prescribed me with medicine. So kind of almost kind of
Right.
15 to 20 years, I saw different psychiatrists. They're all thinking that it is OCD. They prescribe me with different type of medicine, and this type of medicine you don't take it today, and
Right.
for 20 years you're taking the same. It's a different level. They have to know your emotions. But the funny thing is this, funny thing or sad thing, whatever you call it, after all these years seeing all these doctors, nobody really paid attention. Either they just wanted to get the job, to get charge the wave card and get their money and go to their vacation, get money from pharmaceutical company. I don't know, go to their vacation that way, or really they did not know. I don't know what it was, but then nobody. It's fucking impossible. You change 2-3 different doctors, and they call themselves psychiatrists, and they all been in the field for many years. How come they could not see 1, 2 of the behaviors, your emotions, how you talk, how you express, your thing with your job, your thing with your family, all this? They could not say, you know what, this is not close to the OCD, man. Just because you like to put the things in a proper way. I was not washing my hand with 120 degrees of water like Jack Nicholson did in the movie. I was not that. But I liked it to be shaven properly. I liked it to have my towel if it's white and white. I don't know what one yellow.
Whenever you did take a shower, anywhere you were taking at least half an hour to 45 minutes, and all the hot water was gone. So we was like,
correct. Yeah, I slowly I made those changes within me because now I had awareness. Awareness is very important. To be conscious is very important. This is what it is. So I learned, even though I was seeing doctors, even though they put me in the medicine, but most of it was awareness, that somehow find a different routine. Tell yourself with finding a different routine, making that one shorter. For example, I knew that if I go to the shower, if I do certain things the way, it would become faster for me. So I made that time to become lower.
Yeah.
So I did it, and there are times right now is more than 2 years.
Yeah.
Willingly, myself deciding consciously that I do not want to go, have those tablets within me, which was Prozac, which was so many different ones. There are different names. The Prozac was many years ago. I started was that one. So many of those ones I didn't want to have it. I went to a retreat about almost 2 years ago, and that retreat required for me, if I wanted to be in that retreat, I cannot be in any type of medication. That caused it. I really wanted to go to that retreat, the inner, I think it was ayahuasca or something like that. And I said, okay, I really wanted to go test this. They were saying that you see, not hallucination, but you would sleep, you would see something that from your inner calling, something like that. It was so interesting for me that I was longing this for such a long time. I was lost, man. I had no proper education in the sense of somebody teach me, a guidance or teacher or somebody would know, at least give me some sort of fucking clue in any stage of my life, in any way. So I was finding all of them myself by doing like this. So I went through a certain shit in my life with the relationship and like that. It was hard, and then all of a sudden this came along, that retreat. The retreat said, in order to be in here, it's gonna cost you about $800 that time, or 2 years ago, 800 and change. And you have to be off of any medication, medicine, mentally, whatever, anything is in you. And you cannot do that right away. Even though you wanted to come to this session, you can't. It has to take you 1 month to be off of it, because mental things you have to take gradually down. So I did talk to my doctor, and I said, this is what I want to go. He said, are you sure? I said, yes. I wanted to see what happens. So gradually I brought my medications down, and I stopped it. It was, I think, 1 week or 10 days before totally I had nothing in my body. Then I called them and I said, I'm really ready right now to go, because this is what is happening. Then they registered me, and I went to that medication. I wanted to at least not exercise, to what you call experience this, what's happening with it. Ayahuasca, it opens up something in your brain. You can see a different part of your brain start working. I really was fascinated about this. I still am, but that was the only time I went, right? So I did that.
Okay, hold on, I'm gonna stop you here. We've gone from, really, I wanted this is probably the first video. I really wanted this to be about us telling people about ADHD at a very, very simple level. That's where we started. I guess because of the condition, you see how Mario went.
You see,
from a big story from the beginning, and then we went on, and this video could go on for hours. So
we can go for hours non-stop. I would just talk, because my emotion wants it and it has to go. If you interrupt me right now, I will lose my thought. What was it I was talking about? And in some cases, depends what level I am, I could be upset. Why you are doing this? I haven't got to the point that I wanted to go. Things like that happens. You know, I'm just now. No,
we're gonna go. So we will go through the process that you just talked about, the history of doctor, medication, OCD. You already started that story, and we'll pick up at the ayahuasca story, which is an interesting story. I've never done that, but I've heard about this experience that people have. So we'll start with that in the next video. Brother, I love that you came here. This is like feeling like we're getting to know each other all over again. We met 30 years ago. That's another story. And we've gotten to know each other at a different level. We're kind of in the same phase of our lives. And I really think that we came together at the right point in time. Even though we're not getting exactly what we wanted to get accomplished here in Italy, I think we're getting stuff done here that is much more important. After we forget about this trip in Italy, this stuff is going to stay with us. We're going to work on it. Growth is, I guess, what we're trying to do. We're trying to grow. We're trying to be better. We're trying to understand each other, actually, is the most important thing, because sometimes some people don't change. So that's that, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. It is a long video, as you can see. Mario wants to keep on going. He got a lot out. So we're going to take a break, and that's that. I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and we'll see you when we see you.
Hi, my name is Mario. Thank you for watching. If you like to watch videos like this, please don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and leave a comment. Like always, love, light, and gratitude.